Hey guys, welcome back to Alignmental. Rohanna here, and today we're going to do part 2 of the foam roller series. Calling it a series of 2 so far. Eventually I'm going to run out of ideas though, so enjoy it while it lasts. But I'm sorry if I clickbaited some of you into watching the last video. You guys probably thought you were getting a nice little foam roller massage session and then I made you do all this work. But I hope it helped and I hope you had fun. We need to work the muscles as well as massage them, and I feel like we get a lot of the yin, you know, so you need the yang as well. So this is part 2. We're going to use this this bad boy to get some work done. So let's just get to work. Today we're going to be focusing on the hips and the core, which is Pilates, duh, but I'm going to show you how they really work synergistically and integrate. So again, here we're just going to play music, do the voiceover, and I'm just going to get to work. Start seated on your mat with bent knees and place the foam roller under your tippy toes. You can use your hand to support your torso lightly like a kickstand if you need that, but if you can, use your core mostly to keep your spine upright. So not leaning back nor hunched over. And the move is just to curl the roller into your bum and out along your feet. But you are super light on those feet. Just enough pressure to prevent the roller from rolling away, but basically your legs are floating. And we're here for 10 reps. So this is a lot of hip flexor, but your abdominal muscles should be tight to stabilize the torso so that the hip flexors have an easier time. And that's 10. You can lay flat on your back just to elongate the core. And here I just want to explain what hugging in your core actually means. You want the action of your lower ribs and your frontal hip bones reaching toward each other. And in order to facilitate the ribs and hip bones meeting, you have to suck in your stomach so that your organs can move out of the way. So, arms overhead, hug in that core and curl back up to seated. Keeping the toes on the roller and option to place hands down, now we're going to alternate the toes on the roller as we extend one leg out and keep the other curled in. Option to straighten both legs so that this becomes a Pilates Scissor. And we're here for 10 reps, but we have 2 legs, so that's 20 in total. Sorry, not sorry. So this is core, but it is a lot of hip flexor. That's that muscle that sits in our hip creases and gets tight because we sit all day. Now they're tight not because of being overworked, but because of being stagnant in that 90-degree seated position all day. So we don't want to just go in and stretch a cold muscle. We want to warm it up and take it through its entire range of motion. So fully contracted with thigh touching stomach, and then later we will stretch it out. Laying down with the arms overhead is a nice mild way to open up the hip flexors, but one really good hip flexor opener is actually the common Pilates exercise, the Glute Bridge. In order to really get into that hip crease, make sure you hug in that core, so ribs and hip bones reaching towards each other. Suck in your organs and lead with the pubic bone to the sky by squeezing the glutes. The glutes and hip flexors are antagonists, so engaging the glutes will induce the hip flexors to relax. And coming back up to seated for one last midsection burner. Now taking the foam roller into the hip creases and squeeze your quads and lower ribs into the roller to keep it there. Level up is to bring the roller up closer to your chest, so you have to squeeze in even tighter. Then we're just going to tap and lift the toes, either to bent knees or straight knees. And this is pretty hard, so we're here for just 10 reps. Again, option to place the hands down for support or hands free. Remember to keep engaging that core, like I said, suck in those organs and lower ribs, wanting to kiss hip bones. And that's 10. So let's do one more lay down in Glute Bridge just to release the hip flexors and also just to warm the glutes up for all the work they're about to do. And we'll just do one last roll up to come up to seated
And next we're going to work our side body, and my goal with this exercise is to teach you how the whole side body works synergistically. So we're laying our left side glutes, aka the glute med, on the foam roller and arch over the roller so you can lay your left arm all the way down and use it as a pillow for your head. Engage the core and tuck the tailbone. This will keep you more stable on the roller. Then lift the right leg to right hip height and then lift the left leg to left hip height. Keep right leg still and lower the left toes to tap the floor, then bring it back to hip height. We're doing this for 5 reps. It's best to point the toe when lowering and flex to bring it back. But whatever foot movement feels best, stick with that. And that's 5. Now keep the bottom leg still and lift and lower the top leg for 5 reps. Again, point the toe when the leg goes away from center and flex the foot to bring back to center. That's 5. Now we're going to do a pendulum. So lower bottom leg, bring back to center, then top leg lifts and lower to center for 5 reps. Now final move is open both legs at the same time, so more like a scissor. Point toes to open and flex feet to bring back to center. And that's 5. I like to do a little elevated twist here, but do whatever you gotta do to make it onto your right side so we can balance out the body. So now we're laying our right side glutes on the foam roller and arch over the roller so you can lay your right arm all the way down and use it as a pillow for your head. Engage the core and tuck the tailbone, then lift the left leg to left hip height and then lift the right leg to right hip height so the feet are floating and hip width apart. Keep the left leg still and lower right toes to tap the floor, then bring back to hip height for 5 reps. It's best to point the toe when lowering and flex to bring it back. And that's 5. Now keep the bottom leg still and lift and lower the top leg for 5 reps. Again, point the toe when the leg goes away from the center and flex the foot to bring back to center. That's 5. Now we're going to do the pendulum. So lower bottom leg, bring back to center, then lift top leg and then lower to center for 5 reps. And that's 5. Now final move is to open both legs at the same time like a scissor. Point the toes to open and flex the feet to bring back to center for 5 reps. And that's 5. Finish with a twist if you like. Now make your way to hands and knees, but we're not doing bird dog. We're going to do a rolling lunge or a rolling split squat. Come to kneeling lunge with right foot forward and left foot back. Place the roller under the back foot and, keeping hands down, elevate the back knee. Here your front hamstring is going to have to work to keep the right knee over the right foot. Then press into the right foot to straighten the leg as much as you can. We're doing 15 reps here. The back foot is light on the roller, only enough pressure to keep it in place, but almost all of your weight is on the front foot. So you're going from a low lunge to a single leg forward fold. And I do want you to stay folded rather than coming up at the top so that you get a hamstring stretch at the top and hamstring activation as you lunge low. You can always use your tippy toes to put the roller back in place if it's getting out of line. Just tap it back into place and keep going. So as we lower, the front hamstring is activated and the left hip flexor is stretched. Then as we come up, we have to engage the left hip flexor and the right hammy gets a stretch. This is what we, in the biz, would call antagonistic muscle groups. That's 15. Now come to the kneeling lunge with the left foot forward, right foot back. Place the roller under the back foot and, keeping the hands down, elevate the back knee. Your front hamstring is going to have to work to keep the left knee over the left foot, Then press into the left foot to straighten the leg as much as you can. And we're doing 15 reps here. Back foot is light on the roller, only enough pressure to keep it in place, but almost all of your weight is on the front foot. So we're going from a low lunge to a single leg forward fold, and stay folded rather than coming up at the top so that you get that hamstring stretch at the top and hamstring activation as you lunge low. Another thing to note here is that my front knee is definitely going past my toes when I'm deep in the lunge. Not only is this okay, but it actually is desirable. This aversion to knees going past the toes can really hamper ankle mobility and has led to a lot of grief for me in the past. Now I don't worry about if my knee is passing my toes, but rather on whether my whole foot is planted and all parts of it are pulling their weight. And that's 15. Now we're going to come to laying on our bellies, so we get a nice hip flexor opening while strengthening the back body and arms. So in this Sphinx posture, we want the pubic bone to be leading the way into the ground and engage the core so that the belly button lifts away from the mat.
Can I help you? The people can't see. Can't see. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Come in front. Stay there.
So as I was saying, the belly button lifts away from the mat. Then with straight arms, bring the forearms to the roller and palms are facing in. Press down into the foam roller with your arms, then using your lats, your side back muscles, to pull the roller in with straight arms and come into a back bend. And we're here for 10 reps. This is a nice way to get a front body opening, but we're using more of the side body work rather than the back body. See how muscles on the side of your body can actually create movement in the front and back of your body, namely the latissimus dorsi, or the lats as I just mentioned, and then there is the serratus, or the armpit muscles as I affectionately refer to it. And that's 10. Now doing a similar move but different, same but different, still rolling in and out, but bending the elbows to roll in and straighten the arms to roll out. This should allow you to come even higher and therefore get an even deeper back bend. And we'll also incorporate a little bit of bicep work as the elbow flexes, but still pushing down into the roller even as you roll it in. You can do two things at the same time, my friends. I believe in you. And that's 10. You can lay flat out with the arms overhead and on the foam roller just to stretch out those lats and armpit muscles and pet the cat as he walks by so strategically. And our final move is gonna be a good old push-up. And I'll make it accessible. It will be on the knees, but we're placing the foam roller behind your knees, then flex the hammies to squeeze it so it stays put. As you lower in your push-up, don't let the elbows flare out to the side. Keep them hugging into your side ribs by externally rotating the upper arm bones in the shoulder socket. Now, engaging the hamstring will cause a slight flexing at the hip, and that's okay. Just don't allow the lower back to arch too much. You can flex at the hip without arching your lower back. And I'm gonna do 12, but you do as many as you can. Just remembering to keep those elbows hugging into the side and not letting your lower back arch. So you want your chest to come down to the floor before your belly button and your hips. And keep squeezing that foam roller. Don't forget about the legs. Legs are very important in any push-up, whether it's on the knees or on the toes. And you can even add a push-up plus at the top here where you really push, use those armpit muscles again to really protract the shoulder blades. And once you're done your set, just sit back into a child's pose for a few breaths just to stretch out the back.
Okay, so that's it. That's a good little, it's either a good workout if you run through it a couple times, or pair it with another video, like an abs video. I'll try and link some here. Or I like to do stuff like this, like before going for a run, just to limber up, get the core and hip engagement, so I have a better form when I go running or cycling or whatever. Like the video, please comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video with friends. You guys can, you know, do like a FaceTime or a Zoom call with each other and like do it simultaneously, like watch it on your laptops while you're talking on your phone. I do that with my best friend. And then I just train her live. We don't have to watch my videos because she's got me and she doesn't even have to pay for it. So anyway, I'll come back next time. Peace, love, bye.